Hey there, everybody, and thanks for joining me for today's webinar. We're going to be talking about all things social media recruiting and how to increase your candidate flow drastically by leveraging up-to-date social media advertising strategies for your recruitment marketing efforts. I'm really excited about today's webinar. A quick intro. My name's Sam Byler. I am the co-founder and CEO here at BoostPoint. BoostPoint, we're a software company. Our mission is to be the leader in social media job advertising. So this is what I sleep, eat, and breathe every day, is learning how to use and helping organizations use tools like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, these social media platforms to attract the best job seekers to their jobs. So a bit of what to expect here today. We're going to be showing some brand new stuff, technology that you can use to create very engaging branded content for these social media platforms. That's really the nuts and bolts of like what we're going to get into today is like, okay, how, because most people, I talk to, it's like, yeah, we want to be active on social, but we do not have the resources to create videos, photos, things like that, build content, calendars, and things like that. So we'll get the nitty gritty of like, you'll be able to leave this with some very key takeaways to actually know how to do this. And then also the strategy behind this. So there's going to be some great takeaways that you can take away from here and actually implement today. Setting a little bit of context of like, well, why is this important? Talk employer branding, recruitment, advertising, social media. Why is that important to talent acquisition? I really look at talent acquisition as another form of marketing, and like, marketing typically for customer acquisition, get customers to a business. Really, we're doing that in talent as well. In recruiting, we're not selling a product. Our product is a job. But it's the same strategies that organizations use to attract customers and to build the biggest brands. Those are the things that we want to bring into our talent acquisition departments. The big problem that I see in recruiting and talent acquisition is most organizations are very under resourced when it comes to marketing, um, the ability to create assets, strategy, and things like that. Most do not have the backing of like a full marketing team. And it can be expensive to outsource some of this stuff as well. So hopefully what you'll be able to get by the end of this is some tips that you can, using the latest technology, AI and things like that, that you can do this efficiently. Plug this stuff into your strategy, and it doesn't have to cost you a ton of money. So that's what we're going to dive into. So let's talk about social media as a whole. Okay, so what platforms are important? What should we be thinking about? Talk to me about paid, like direct ads, organic. Let's talk about some of those things. So platforms first. The main four that I feel most organizations should be paying attention to first, because there's dozens of social media platforms out there now. But we'll list off four as what I see as the most important in 2025 to be active on. Number one, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Depending on the persona of people that you're hiring, so the demographic of individuals, that are a fit for your jobs, kind of determines like what mixture or how heavy you go on some platforms versus the other. Facebook is the wild card right now. Like, there's a huge audience. It's still the largest social media platform as far as like an active user standpoint. And I mean, the sweet spot, you've got your 35, 50-ish year old folks there. And then TikTok, Instagram, you kind of start to get into a little bit that younger audience. Again, this is like a very general rule of thumb, but like there's that density of age range is like I mentioned. But Facebook is kind of the wild card. It's like you can get a broad audience. We see, audiences and organizations sponsor, jobs that are super professional, like dentists and things like that, to your most entry level job that like a college kid would be entering. So Facebook is kind of the first one that I usually mention. And then Instagram, TikTok coming in there as well if you're really looking to hone into a younger audience. LinkedIn then is a bit more for professional types of roles. Think, sitting jobs, more white collar types of jobs. Tends to be the higher saturation of types of individuals active on LinkedIn. So that's how generally how I would paint the picture if you're looking at, okay, well, what platforms are we supposed to be active on? Next thing we're going to be talking about is like, what now that we, all right, now maybe you have in your mind is like, okay, let me think about Facebook. Let me think about LinkedIn. Like, okay, where do we go from here? Because it's not just knowing what platforms, but it's like, okay, how do you actually leverage? What's your strategy to get on these platforms, be active, and actually attract eyeballs to your jobs? I'm going to be talking about the paid strategy first, so like direct paid ads, and then the organic strategy, which is more your brand building. And that's really where we're going to talk about some of these new tools that are available that you can generate content super efficiently. But the paid ad side first. So think about this as you would Indeed, where it's like, okay, Indeed, you can throw a job up there organically. You might get a couple people see it without sponsoring it, but really, Indeed, they want you to spend money, and spend $1,000, $100, $10,000, and you'll get X amount of candidates. There is that same type of engine on social media as well. Meta is the best platform for that. So Meta owns Facebook and Instagram. So targeted job ads on those platforms can really help immediately increase your candidate pipeline if you're suffering for a low quantity. If you're looking for another platform and you're looking to go outside of Indeed, Meta direct ads really, really work for especially high volume hiring types of jobs. We built tech around this a number of years ago. This has kind of been our bread and butter, but targeted ads on Facebook and Instagram is a great way to immediately increase your candidate flow with quality candidates coming into your pipeline. The nice thing here is you're tapping into a passive job seeker market. So that's one of the biggest things as we talk with brands is, hey, why would I care about social? I've got my thing going on Indeed. Indeed's the 2,000-pound gorilla that kind of everyone needs, no one really likes. But it's a consistent source for qualified candidates. But if you're looking to expand your audience and get in front of different audience, like where do you go? Social media is the best alternative to that. If you're looking at especially the passive job seeker market, maybe people that are not actively looking for a job, they see your job and now they're considering it. So that's how I think about audiences, is like we're really going after passive job seekers here. And social media is the best way to do that. So the paid side, I'm not going to do a deep dive on the paid side. I'm happy to go to boostwing.com. This is stuff we do every day. You're happy to schedule a call with us and we can talk to you about like the paid side where it's like, hey, I need increase of candidate flow. An alternative to Indeed. It's what we do every day. Not going to be what we're talking about here. So what we're going to be talking about here is the organic side. So what you can do on social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn is you can post to your business page like wall. So, and this is for free if you have the content. So you're building an audience, you're trying to build an audience, someone's scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, you can post. The Facebook algorithm, the TikTok algorithm picks it up. If there's good engagement there, they'll show it to other people. Your followers will see it. That's an organic strategy around social. But the thing that really fuels this and how you get people to see your stuff is actually posting content. Because if you don't post anything, nobody will see it. But the nice thing here is like, okay, it's free reach. It's you can post something and you do not need to spend an advertising dollar towards it, and you can get people to see it and build your audience, build your brand in a consistent way. Again, this is a little bit more of a long-term play, but if you're thinking about EVP, if you're thinking about employer branding, how are you getting your message out there? If you have the best benefits, if you have the best culture, how are people actually finding out about that? Social media can be your main channel for distributing that to your audience. But again, this all comes down to we need content. It's like, okay, Sam, I get it. Like, yes, I want to do this, but who builds my videos? Who builds my images? Because all of these platforms are like, it's video and image based. It's not just like text. So it's not like you can just go into ChatGPT and say, hey, write me a Facebook post and then post it, or write me a TikTok post and post it, because you need an image and a video to go with this. All right, so this is what we're going to be talking about here. There's been some huge advancements over the past 3 months in AI that we've really been leaning towards in helping companies adapt to some of these things to help them build content at scale that can fuel their social media recruitment strategies. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to share my screen and go through some example posts that we built for these examples. All right, give me a second. I'm going to share my screen. All right, so here's like an example of a content calendar for like FedEx. So again, we're pretending here that hey, we're in recruitment marketing for FedEx, and we need to build a content calendar that gets us active on Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn. And so here we have a couple post examples for this. So this would be a post for a specific cargo handler position. Number one, we do have the captions here. That is important. Let me pull over here the post preview. Here we go. So you got the captions here. That is important. Text is important. But again, the main part of it is a video. So I'm going to play this here. Let me make sure my audio's up. Sorry about that. And here we go.
Step up as a package handler at FedEx. Move with purpose, build your skills, and be part of a team that delivers trust every single day.
Boom. Okay, so there's a video. Again, this post would be ready to go. We post it to Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. This would be amazing post ready to go. So let's talk about this post a little bit. So the video itself, this is completely AI generated. So this is using a platform that we are leveraging large language models to create branded videos. So what's going on here specifically is it's looking at a job description that we provided to it, and then looking at the FedEx brand, and then it's generating this video. The amazing thing here is to do this type to create this type of video 6 months ago, I would have had to hire an actor or an employee and schedule that. I'd need to find a location. I'd need to hire a video crew. And I'm about $5,000 to $15,000 in to create a quality video like this. Now I can do it super efficiently, very little cost, and I can do it within minutes. And so now you think like the sky is the limit when it comes to creativity for building videos and leveraging them in your recruitment marketing strategy. Again, it's totally mind-blowing. Again, 6 months ago, this was nearly impossible to create a video like this because of all the energy that you would have had to put in to actually go and film something. Now, AI, we can have something that is real, looks very real, and can be used to attract people to our jobs. The way I think about this too is like, okay, well, Sam, AI video, how do we how do we view that? These aren't, real people working at these organizations. And like, how do we pitch this to our leadership team and things like that? The way I frame this conversation is it's really not that different to a legit TV commercial or a video commercial. Most commercials that you see on TV or YouTube, you're hiring paid actors. It's a movie set, a commercial set. It's somewhat quote unquote fake. It's real, but again, it's paid actors and things like that. You're basically doing that same thing with AI right now. It's like, okay, yeah, this isn't, an actual employee of our organization, but it's almost like hiring a paid actor to represent our brand and our jobs. Um, I'm going to go through a couple more examples here. One of the things I wanted to show is, let me find this. Some of the things you run into is like, okay, I really need this to look like some technical jobs where it's like, hey, this is manufacturing, and it's it needs, we cannot present a false representation of the working environment and things like that. And so how specific can we get? I'm going to show an example here. We were working with someone, and the first example, we were like, hey, here's an example. And they were like, it can't, like, it needs to, like, this is an example. There's a photo of like their working environment. We're like, okay, we'll take that. And what we can do is we can now train these models, these AI models, to create those types of environments. And so I'm going to share my screen here again, using that image as a data point for training. Now, this is the result.
We are a maintenance mechanic at Illa.
So again, it's really amazing what we can start doing now and really honing this into your brand. Again, AI leveraged properly, you can really hone it in. If you're just copying and pasting, and you'll get very vanilla, very generic types of content. But if you train the right model in the right way, you can get very specific to the look and feel that really connects with your audience, and that is a direct representation of your organization. So that's on the video side. I'm going to go over and talk through the image side as well. Pulling up something else here. Give me a second. Share my screen here again. Boom. All right. So image generation is another one. So static images. So here's another example for this. This is for a Class A driver. And we have the Facebook content like we had before. And then this would be examples of images. So these are static images here as well. And again, these are generated in seconds. Again, what you would have used to take, hey, we need to send a request to the marketing team, give them the job description. We get something back maybe 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, and by that time the position is filled. Timing is a huge aspect of this. Where this now, we can feed it a job description, get something back in a few minutes, and leverage it right away. I'll pull up one more example here. Give me a second. And all right, here's another one for more of a professional type of role, like a customer service position. So here you can kind of see the gamut of even types of positions. It does really well adjusting the environment and things like that. But again, all this is 100% AI generated, and something that can be generated in minutes, not weeks. All right. All right, so that's let's take a little bit of a pause here. So it's like, okay, Sam, what did we all just go through? That was kind of a quick, high-paced, just hey, nuts and bolts. This is what's possible with AI. Like, let's take a quick pause. Like, what's that's cool, but like, how do we use this, and how is it going to actually help me attract workers to my jobs? So again, like I mentioned before, To be successful in social media and building your employer brand there is impossible without good content. Posting consistently, regularly with high quality content is the number one strategy to build an audience on social media. That's the same for LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Being consistent is the best way to build an audience there so that when you post a post about your newest position, you get candidates coming and applying without paying ad dollars. That's the ultimate goal here in building your employer brand, is so that when you have a position that's open that you need candidates, you can post it and you have the audience there that's paying attention because you've built that over months worth of time, years, hopefully. Because you've done a good job of building your employer brand. That to me is the ultimate goal here. But the biggest barrier to that I've seen for organizations is the ability to create high quality, consistent content. Because again, most TA teams do not have the backing of marketing teams or the budgets to go to huge agencies. And so now AI has given you the ability and the keys to be able to do that, to remain your lean team, but to be able to plug this in and really do a great job and compete with the biggest employer brands out there because you're strategically leveraging AI to build this content. Because really a full content calendar to be aggressive here, you're needing to create 50 plus unique pieces of content per month. So that's 50, whether it's a video or an image, but 50 unique pieces of content per month if you're posting every day on multiple platforms per day. Again, now this is possible with the right implementation of AI. So we're really excited about this at Boost Point. This is to me, this is going to completely transform recruitment marketing as we know it. And we're excited to be able to help lead the charge and help organizations adapt to this early and take advantage of it early. So one of the things we're doing, we have a product in beta that's leveraging some of this, and we're opening that up to the public right now if you want to have an early look and potentially use this as a plug and play. All right, now we can easily create content on the fly powered by AI. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to throw a link up in the chat for this webinar. If you'd like to schedule a call just to walk through with my team on like, okay, how do you leverage this? Like, what are the steps 1, 2, 3, 4 to be able to actually leverage this in your talent acquisition team? We'd love to go through that with you. What this call would be, we would actually build a custom content calendar on your behalf. So we'd throw that into our AI machine and you'd be able to see an example of like, okay, what would be my post for the first week in July or the second week of July? Give me an example. So it would be kind of what we went through there, like with the brand FedEx, but this is your brand. And we'd be able to give you a really good example of like, okay, this is how it would apply to my brand. So it would be, videos, representing your job openings, your brand, and things like that. And we'd be able to go over that with you on a 30, 45-minute call, and then actually show you how you'd be able to implement this into your organization. So if that's something that interests you, it's like, okay, Sam, where do I go from here? This is really cool. I basically showed what's possible here today. How to implement that, that's a little more in the weeds that we'd love to help you out with on a call. No cost to this. We're just really trying to educate everybody with the best ways to leverage AI right now, and we're excited to help talent acquisition recruitment teams be on the leading edge of some of this newest AI technology that can help massively increase your brand influence, your employer brand influence for your job seeker market. All right, that is everything I have for today. Again, feel free to hit the link in the chat in this webinar if you'd like to schedule a call with our team. Again, we build an example content calendar for a week that you'd be able to touch and feel and be like, oh, okay, this is what it would look like for my organization. We'll go through all that. No cost for this initial call here. We're just wanting to get the message out there and help TA teams build the best employer brands in the world. All right, everybody, thanks so much for your attention here today. Hope everyone has a great rest of your week. We'll see you.